Hey you guys, so I have done some pondering after I had the dash apart before, and I just flat didn't have time to really deal with this at that time, but I decided I don't want to have to keep unplugging this. See, in the VUE, unlike some of the newer cars, the cigarette lighter is hot all the time. All the auxiliary, the one in your console, this one, the one, going to the back seat, which is great, if you want to charge your phone and have your car off. But then at the same time, you can't leave a phone charger in overnight if it's illuminated because it'll draw your battery down. Ask me how I know. Nor can you, and forget to unplug your dash camera because it'll take your battery down too. So I decided I wanted to do a standalone for the dash camera that is set up to be ignition only. So, and when I turn the ignition on or off, it'll turn the camera on and off accordingly. So I went into the interior glove box. There we go. The lid is already off because I was hunting and looking. And yes, my original one is soundproofed, but I have a backup. So I was looking at the panel and trying to decide what would be a good candidate. And you see we've got all our different options. And I noticed we have a radio one, which is perfect because the radio only comes on when the ignition's on, and then we have a 15 amp radio. So I was like, Upon testing, we get our little test light and we hook it to the radio ground strap, and then we take our other end and we want to probe. So this 15 amp down here, this little blue looking one, if I check it with the ignition off, it's hot. So that is hot all the time. That is not going to help us. So I go to the radio ignition there, and that one is not. Now I looked up, always double check both sides. I looked up online, and according to what I found, your cigarette lighter circuits typically range from 15 and 10 amp. Well, I'm not going to be charging a cell phone. This is literally just for the dash camera. So I decided that radio ignition would probably be my best bet. I could also potentially, let's check, utilize the turn signal one, which is 15 amps up here, because your turn signals don't work unless the car is on. But that's a safety feature. I'm not sure if I want to tap into a safety feature. I think I'll stick with the radio ignition circuit for now. I'll check the dash camera specs and make sure it doesn't need anything any higher than that, but I think we'll be all right. It doesn't do a lot, it just passively records. So that is the plan for now. I have a donor that I got from some vehicle in the junkyard. It's got a cap on it, so that's good. That way I don't have to worry if I'm not utilizing it. And I'm going to actually install it inside here so that if I want to unplug it for whatever reason, I can. And it shouldn't be too far of a stretch for that to get down here, but it is accessible, worst case. I always want my stuff to be accessible, and I've already set this up. I used it as on a previous car on the Cavalier because his cigarette lighters didn't work. So that should go very easily with that ground screw or ground bolt. And this already has this terminal on it, which is perfect because my ATA circuit, which I've already put the 10 amp fuse in, has this bullet style connector. So we should be good to go. You just stick it in, you run your 2 fuses in there, and it taps the circuit. Real simple, real easy. You can get those all over Amazon and everything else in different sizes, whether you're using a mini, a micro, or a standard fuse, or even they may make them in the large sizes as well, although I don't know why you would want to tap something that large. But that's what we are going to do today and see how it does. First things first, obviously you're going to want to pull your fuse out that we're dealing with. Double check radio ignition. So you got 10 amp, 10 amp, 10 amp, all three in a row, and you got your circuit for your cruise control, which makes it real easy. That's a 2 amp. So you got your 2 amp, your 10 amp, 10 amp, 10 amp, 10 amp, blah, 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 words. There we go. Okay, the little black one for the win. Yay. So then we're going to put that in this. So we've got both of our 10 amps in there. And then we just place this into that circuit. There we go. See, I've routed it through. And now we're just going to press this down with those little wings into our existing spot in the fuse box. Now, obviously it's going to make it hard to check those too, but these are clean install, so, and I mean your radio is not that big of a deal to pull out. It's not like the end of the world if you have to pull that one out to check other stuff. We've got our 10 millimeter here, and I've just loosened him. I'm just going to see how this guy's shaped. He will just go between the washer and the radio ground strap and just push on, just like that. And then we will tighten that back up. Oops. Sorry about that, but I'm keeping the radio ground strap to the body and then putting that on top just for good measure, so that we're sure we keep a good ground there. Now we have our two ends. Obviously he's already connected because this I had previously set up for that other vehicle, and this part just plugs in there to this bullet connector, and that guy pops in nice and tight. And you're going to run down your rubber isolator to make sure we have no issues with anybody touching anything, and all this is sealed up. I just want to be careful just randomly sticking that inside there. Normally the bodies are mounted into plastic where they can't touch anything, so I'm just going to put this bit of electrical tape around it just to make sure it's isolated. So there we go. That part of the project is complete. And see, I can just tuck this down in here, and then it's easy access. It'll just hang out in here in this empty cavity. So that'll be perfect. Now I got to get more slack from that, so that's going to be taking that apart. Okay, so at this point, get on the driver's side, shut the door, step on your brake, turn it to the accessory forward position, then you can move it into neutral and you won't have to listen to the beeping. Now, with that down, we can move this over, but our wiring over here is holding us kind of tight. I'm going to move to the passenger side to disconnect that wiring so then we can flop this over. All right, so now that I have my two hands, I'm going to carefully pull that out from around, and see, we can only get this far. So it means we're going to have to disconnect our cigarette lighter, which has its little push pin or push paddle on the bottom. Forgive my hand. See right here? You push that in on the underside and then it pulls out. Okay, now with that out of the way, we have a little bit more leeway. We can get to this guy. We're going to come in here with this type of tool. Works very well. Make sure you get on this lower part of this paddle because it's got a little cutout in it, a little cutout there. And if your tool goes down inside of that, you'll have no pushing ability. So we want to get on it like this. You see, then it rocks. Wiggle, wiggle, and it comes loose. Now we can simply lift it out and around and then access the other side much easier. Okie dokes. And now we can put ourselves back and park, pull our key out of the ignition so we don't run our battery down or anything else. But yeah, here's a better look at that piece. And here again is this one. That's the part that's on the underside that you're pushing in. Figured something out. If you're wanting to take this out, I was struggling with this a little bit before, but to make life easier, you can just kind of pull this kind of out and around, and then flip it over, and that reveals those switches. Let's see how those plug in there. So it's difficult to get them to squish down and play nice a lot of times. They're always a pain because you can never get them to push in enough. So I'm going to come to the bottom there. That worked much better. Okay, so what I did is I pushed in down here on this piece, the very bottom, which you really can't get your finger in to do, and then I worked it up and out. That worked much better. Now at this point, I've got all that loose. I've got access. See down here, there is my, right there where the light is, that is where my dash camera will now plug in. Right down there, you see all that room we have. So I just have to get that down there. I'm going to get a little bit more room because I don't want this getting caught in the shifter mechanism and getting pinched. Dash camera wiring is just all up in there. It's run around and then comes up through here and goes above that screw into there's a little recess right in there that you can get in, and then it comes out right through there. You can see it. There we go. That's better. There, now maybe you can see. Anyway, now that I've got all my slack here, I can fish it around and make it all nice and tidy for the new location without getting into the shifter mechanism. Now our best way to run it would actually be behind the BCM wiring. I think I'm gonna do that. That way the BCM wiring will kind of hold it up out of all the movement from the shifter mechanism. So I've run it, that's it there, running back behind here, around, behind these wires. It's going to go up on top of this plastic piece and around. That way I don't have to worry about when I put the seat heater back in, it pinching this or pinching that. Alright, so now it is routed as I said, coming down and coming out right here. So now any of the spare extra wiring can just sit down there in that chasm, and it's not going to cause a problem with any air, any heat, anything, and it's thoroughly insulated, so we don't have to worry about that. Just run this in like so. And now take this and we can plug that in. There she goes. That's on a 10 amp. The radio is on. I just have it off because copyright. I don't want it playing music. Now we're going to turn off from the accessory position And there it goes. Shut down. Perfect. Exactly what we want. I tested it with the radio on just now. It didn't cause any issues, no circuit pops, no nothing. So we're good. So that is a viable plan there if you wanted to do similar. That way you don't clog the entire dash up with wires and everything else running every which way. Yeah, that works great. Cool, cool, cool. I'm happy. And I can just leave that and tuck it back in there. There we go. Now it's out of the way. If I need to get to it, I can. Perfect. Yay. All right, and yes, there'll be a video explaining the black soon. Just not right now. Too many things on my plate. But yeah, see, there's my original one that's not soundproofed. So I always have a way to know. That was quite simple. I'll put it all back together after I do some more fun things behind the dash. All right, y'all. That's a wrap for the adding an auxiliary port, a 12-volt port, so that it is off with your ignition and you don't have to worry about running your battery down. It'll shut off when you shut off the car. All right. Like, subscribe, share, all the algorithm things, hype, so that this gets out there further and more people see it. That would be wonderful. I eventually would love to get more than just a couple views on my videos. Yeah, the VUE stuff doesn't seem to reach very far since it's a niche market, but the information is still helpful for others that want to learn how to do some of this stuff. So, all right, you guys, I appreciate you. Thanks for coming along on another adventure with me. All right, take care. Bye.